Folks, I'm gonna come back to you. All right, everyone. Well, I'd like to welcome you to the Thursday night hangout. My name is Tom McMurrain. Tonight is a present training on digital currency, the seventh disruption, as we call it. I think you'll find the information very, very exciting. There were 6 disruptions before the 7th. We're going to discuss those. And my goal tonight, at a minimum, is for you to walk away with a desire to learn more about this industry, maybe even more about OneCoin. We've got a very exciting company. We're going to talk a little bit. One component of our presentation is about OneCoin, and I think you'll find it very exciting because it is a market leader in the industry, and it's setting industry records. It's setting global, worldwide records in the history of mankind. And so that's kind of cool too, but we'll be talking about that. I am the author of the upcoming book we've got coming out called The Seventh Disruption. And we're talking about the rise of the digital coin millionaires. And there are a lot of them. And if you're interested in being kind of like in a 1991 space when the internet was just coming out, that's kind of where we are right now. I'd say we're more towards 1995 right now. But things are really getting ready to start to heat up. And I tell everybody we are the HTTP of finance. The internet was the HTTP of publishing. The only difference between the internet and what we're doing is this going to be about 10 times bigger because it's in an industry that starts with a T, that stands for trillion, not a B for billion. Okay, so we're in a much bigger industry, and like I said, my goal tonight is to give you an understanding of what digital currency is. That's my first assumption, that you don't know what digital currency is, you don't know how it works, and you want a basic understanding. And the idea is for you to walk away tonight going, golly, I really understand it. It really sounds interesting. It sounds compelling. There's really serious people involved in it. The industry has a lot more credibility than I thought it did. And it's not, smoke and mirrors and Ponzi schemes and hackers and pirates and drug dealers and everything that you've heard in the US media. It's a real business, folks. And when you see like Barclays and all the major banks announcing that they're getting into blockchain technology and they're getting into digital currency, it should open your eyes. You should be like, hey, maybe we are onto something. But, I've come from several different industries. The social commerce industry, I started my career in the water filter industry. I got garage qualified at 19 years old, and I have seen skin creams and vitamins and patented products and lotions and potions, and I've seen all kinds of things. You know, one thing I've learned, folks, the ultimate anti-aging product, you know what it is? It's $100 bills. You rub them all over your face and you just look younger. I mean, I look great for 75 years old. Wouldn't you agree? But I'm not, disclaimer, I'm not 75, okay? I'm 33. Anyway, you're like, well, damn, you look old for 33. No, but I'm somewhere in that age category between 33 and 75, if you know what I mean. But I have this joke I tell everybody. I started at age 40. When I hit 40, I started counting down. I'm 33 now, so if you're any good at math, you'll get an idea where I'm at. But excited to be here, excited about the digital currency presentation and what we're showing you tonight. We've got a powerful brand new technology that we're going to be demonstrating tonight on our PowerPoint presentation. You've seen nothing. I just disgraced it by calling it a PowerPoint. I shouldn't have done that. But like I said, this is going to be a present training. Let me go ahead and get into it and tell you a little bit about what we're doing. I'll give you a little background on my personal story and how I got involved in digital currency. But let me get this out of the way right there. Awesome. Got a great group. Over 100 people watching tonight from all over the world. And I think one of the magic things that you're seeing, folks, in what we're doing is we're really showing people how to do business from home. No skincare parties, no chasing people down for reordering on vitamins and stuff like that. No worrying about getting people soap to them or anything like that. We're really just talking to people about, hey, we want to show you how to create more wealth for your family. And that means staying at home. That means not driving in rush hour traffic. It means a lot of things. And so here's the roadmap I'm going to take you on today. I'm going to talk to you about a little bit about OneCoin up front and my personal story and how I got involved in it. I'm going to share some of the compelling reasons, maybe why you should take a look at it. The 6 disruptions, the marketplace, what type of person are you? How would this fit into your lifestyle? So we're going to discuss that. Of course, we're going to be talking about the OneCoin story. We're going to be talking about the 7th disruption. We're going to talking about generating income and creating wealth. And then ultimately, we're going to be talking about getting started with the system. I do have 2 bonus trainings that I'll be doing tonight, team building principles. I've been doing this business successfully for 25 years. And the one thing I am going to do, since I've been doing this so long, I am going to I'm gonna have my mobile phone next to me. So if I have any technical issues, any of my great people that are out there that have me on Messenger, I have my my phone up, so you can definitely, and that includes you, Crystal, too. You just said ha ha, so I know why you said ha ha. That's funny. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get started here. Let me talk to you a little bit about OneCoin and my story. I got involved in OneCoin, not OneCoin, but in Bitcoin back in 2010, and got out, had $500 in my pocket, and decided to buy some Bitcoins. My wife thought I was basically a gambling degenerate, which at the time I probably was, and watched that thing climb from $7 to $438. And my wife thought I was a guru after that. She said, "How did you know?" I said, "I didn't. I bought in the concept of a non-governmental currency where I could do business freely around the world in a global currency." And the whole idea just turned me on. And I learned about Bitcoin very early on. I didn't understand it. In fact, when I went to go sell my coins, I had to go find the laptop that I had saved the serial numbers on, because I had not a clue where those were. But we're going to be talking tonight about joining the evolution. We're not talking about a revolution. We're not going back to another time. We're going ahead. We're moving beyond where the current system is. And so what I want to do first in this and talk to you about is understand that you probably don't get digital currency. You probably don't understand it. So I've got a really great model that I want to share with you that'll really teach you what digital currency is and tell you why it doesn't have to have an underlying asset to be worth anything. Okay, I had somebody the other day, I was at a seminar, and I want you to picture this in your mind. I said, "Who in here would like $20? Okay, well, of course, the whole room raised their hand. So I walked up to a lady in the front of the room, and I handed her $20, and I immediately handed her a promissory note for $80 that she owed me $80. And she looked at me. I said, "I need you to sign this if you accept that note." And she was like, I don't understand. And I said, "Well, you are assuming a note that has about $19 trillion in debt behind it, minus the $4 trillion in assets that the United States government has. I need you to sign this note for about $80. And she looked at me like I was crazy. And I said, "Well, for every dollar you accept, you know, you're going into debt, and you're carrying that debt." And I said, "You know, wouldn't it be cool to have a currency that didn't have any debt?" And I think that's a magical question. Would you like to own a currency that does not have any debt? I think that's the trillion-dollar question right there. So when you see that example, people say, "Well, I'd rather use the dollar because it's got assets backing it." No, actually, adversely, it does not. It actually has a lot of debt that you owe when you hold that currency and sign on. So it's just something for you to consider. A lot of people think that a currency has to have an asset. The United States has proved it doesn't. In fact, you can put a whole bunch of debt behind it and make whoever uses the money carry the debt. How about that? How about them apples? Kind of disproved your theory that you needed to have an asset, right? So I tell everybody the only thing keeping the US dollar afloat is the ignorance of the American people and the global community. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way, but if you actually knew what the balance sheet of our United States government was, you'd panic. In fact, I tell everybody, I said, if I had a company that was 19 million in debt and I had $4 million in assets, and I didn't have enough revenue to pay the interest on my debt, would you invest in my company? Would you consider me to be a sound business investment? And the answer, of course, is heck no, you wouldn't. And ultimately, that's where our United States government balance sheet is right now. So, when you look at OneCoin and what we're doing, folks, we're creating an alternative currency. You'll hear the term altcoin. Altcoin means an altcoin. And by the way, there is no physical coin. Okay, a lot of people think, well, where do I pick up my coins at? There is no coin. It's a digital serial number, and I'm going to get into that. But just to kind of finish up my story, folks, I've been in the online publishing business for over 20 years. I have had an opportunity to really see the internet expand. I've been in it since the very beginning, and I understand that this is one of the greatest business models on earth, to be able to do business from home, live where you want to live how you want to live, and make money doing it. Think about that. Live where you want to live how you want to live, and make money doing it. If you like that idea, you're going to love what OneCoin is all about. So what I want to do now, let's start with the first educational component, and that is learning about what digital currency actually is before we get into the presentation. Okay, so you're like, hey, Tom, what does digital currency have to do with a 1965 Mustang? Well, first off, there was 559,451 of them produced in the year 1965. Lee Iacocca didn't have the ability, like the Federal Reserve, to print an unlimited amount of them at no cost, okay? You know, the sticker price was $2,395. But the average price today in 2015 is $25,920. And you're like, wait a minute. Okay, why would a car that's worth $2,395 be worth $25,000 today? Well, it's pretty obvious. They only made a limited number of them, and each one had a unique VIN number, so they were counted. So the ones that are missing, there's probably not 559,000 of them left on the road anymore. There might be 200,000 of them left on the road. I don't know how many. But the fact of the matter is there's a finite number of cars on the road from 1965. So how does this apply to digital currency? Well, number one, a digital currency is a serial number, much like a unique VIN number. And also a digital currency has a finite number of VIN numbers that they will issue. Okay, so like with OneCoin and like with Bitcoin issued 21 million VIN numbers, serial numbers. Okay, and the VIN number is that really long, complicated number that's on your car title. Those are unique, folks. So if you have that car title and you have that VIN number, you own that car. You own that underlying asset, or the value of that asset more specifically. Okay, and so with OneCoin, we have 2.1 billion VIN numbers that we're issuing. Okay, and when you think about it, you say, well, you know, OneCoin is at $2 a coin right now. Bitcoin's at $240 or $50 a coin. I didn't look at the price today. It fluctuates every day. But it's interesting to see that, okay, as our community grows, as the community for the Mustang grows, what happens to the value of the car? As the car gets older and all of the currencies issued, all of the cars are made, what happens to the value of the car? Well, if there's a huge demand for them, the price of the car continues to go up. I've seen Mustangs as high as $250,000. Okay, so when you think about a digital coin is a finite asset, just like a 1965 Mustang. A digital coin is finite and it has a unique serial number, just like a 1965 Mustang does. If there's a huge demand for a digital coin like OneCoin, guess what happens to the value? It goes up, much like Bitcoin. Bitcoin started at 10 cents and today it's at $250. Well, it's been as high as $1,203. So when you think about that, you go, okay, so if there's a finite number of them issued and the community continues to grow and there's a demand for the coin, the price goes up. Of course, vice versa. If there's no demand for the coin, the price can go down as too. So it's a double-edged sword. So when you think about what's going on with a Ford Mustang, that is a digital coin. The only difference is there's no underlying asset. But let me ask you a question. If you hold the title and I have the car in my driveway, who can go get the bank loan? You can, because you have the VIN number. You have ownership of the VIN number. So if the car is somewhere in Timbuktu and the bank has no idea, as long as you have the title, they will loan you the money because there's a value placed on that particular car. Okay, so how's that value determined? Okay, y'all see this title right here? A car has a unique title number. Okay, titles have a unique VIN number for transfer of ownership. So if I want to give you coins, what do I give you? Well, I give you my title with my serial numbers on them. Okay. And so it's pretty cool, folks. When you think about how this is structured, it's very similar to the way the auto business. An e-wallet is like our title. An e-wallet, an electronic wallet, holds the digital coin serial numbers. Okay, so if that makes sense to you, you'll better understand why you want to have an e-wallet and why you want to have a lot of VIN numbers in your e-wallet. Because if you have a lot of VIN numbers in your e-wallet, guess what? You have a lot of money. So how is the value of a car determined? Okay, people say, oh, the blue book. Well, there's one level deeper than that. Banks determine the value. No, they don't. They look at the blue book, but the blue book value is determined by auctions. Okay, and in our business, prices of automobiles are determined by public auctions. Prices of digital coins are determined by public auctions, what we call exchanges. So that's why you need an exchange. Well, with OneCoin and Bitcoin and all the other digital coins, they all have an exchange where people can do what? What are all these people doing in the picture right now around that Frisch's big boy in the background? What are they doing? Okay, they're buying and selling cars. There's a seller in the room, and all those people looking at that car are buyers. Okay, and when you have that many buyers in a room looking at a car, guess what the price does? It goes up. Now, if you had 400 Mustangs in there and 4 people in there, guess what the price of the car is going to do? It's going to go down. Okay, so if it was a Ford Taurus, there'd be millions of them in there, and there'd be nobody in there bidding on them, right? Okay, so let's move on. So you understand that a digital coin is a serial number. The serial number is held in your e-wallet, much like a VIN number is held on your title, and you put it in your safety deposit box, right? Okay, and the value of your coin is determined much like the value of a car, and that's at an auction. And you also understand that there's a finite number of VIN numbers available. Once a mathematical algorithm is created for a digital currency, it only has a certain number of titles that can be issued, a certain number of VIN numbers, okay? And that's fixed. Once they're issued, that's it. If there's a demand for them, it goes up. If there's not a demand for them, the price goes down. Okay, guess what? The United States dollar is traded very much that way as well. Have you ever looked on a dollar bill? Is there a number on that dollar bill? Well, guess what? It's a CUSIP number. It's a bond number. Okay, it's a debt number, much like a car title. Okay, it has a unique serial number. Every bill that's issued has a unique serial number. Okay, so that's your education on digital currency. I hope that clears things up. If I want to transfer a car to you and I have the car but not the title, I'm not going to be able to do it, am I? So what good is the underlying asset? If I have the title and it's clear and free and no liens on it, and I can have the ability to sign it over to you, now I have value. Okay, so let's talk about the 5 compelling reasons why you should take a serious look at OneCoin and really the digital currency industry in general. With OneCoin, we have tremendous leadership. We have a very beautiful, very intelligent, very shrewd businesswoman. She is a tough operator, folks. I've seen this woman build a company of 500,000 people in 12 months, less than 12 months, and she has set the all-time industry record. I can't say what it is, but I can say that we will be one of the first companies in history to do $1 billion in revenue in 12 months. It could be more than that, by the way. I don't know, but I know that we're already, the number's probably going to be bigger at 12 months than $1 billion. Okay, but Wendell Willkie says that education is the mother of leadership. Well, guess what? This lady is the mother of digital currency education and leadership. So it's Dr. Rusha Ignatova, and you'll see her bio and her background. By the way, she's not a crypto leader. In this industry, you see a lot of crypto leaders where they say, ooh, you got to sign a non-disclosure agreement. And even then, I can't tell you the owner's name because I'd have to kill you if I did. You know, come on, folks. That's old school, folks. That's old. People don't buy into that anymore. And if you're putting money into a market, if you're putting money into education, if you're investing in your future of education, people want to know who they're getting it from and why they should be buying it from them. This lady right here, young lady, by the way, I think 35 or 36 years old, is on top of the world with one of the fastest growing companies in the world. So excited to be working with her. Groupon reached $1 billion in valuation in 28 months. OneCoin will hit $1 billion or more in revenue in less than 18 months. Okay. It's going to be more than that, by the way. When I did this presentation, I hadn't heard something, but that's still an impressive number to be the fastest company in the history of the world. So I tell my friends, I said, if I had the next Google, I was talking to a friend the other day, and I'm like, dude, I've got the next Google. This thing's going to be huge. It's going to create billionaires, blah, blah, blah. And they're going, no, I'd rather focus on what I'm doing. And it's like, to me, it's like they're saying that they'd rather focus on MySpace or something like that. I'm like, I have the hottest company in the world that has set industry records, and it's going to have a bigger valuation than Microsoft, Google, YouTube, Twitter. It's going to have a bigger valuation than all of those companies had in its first 12 months. And you want to go focus on MySpace? I don't get it, folks. Or Friendster, which ultimately is out of business, by the way. I don't know if it is or not, but it should be. Anyway, but what an incredible time, market timing. When you look at what's going on, folks, we're riding the coattails of what Bitcoin did. So we're not the first mover, we're the second mover, which that's a very good thing. And I'll talk about that in this presentation. Bitcoin already paved the path for us. They already showed us where the pit holes are. And, you know, it's just amazing. Potholes, I'll say it correctly. I think I'm gonna have to drink some water because my mouth is drying up quickly. I just had dental surgery about 4 days ago, so I'm doing the best I can. So if my words are not sounding right, I'm blaming it on that. So how about market timing? Greece defaults on loans. Okay, Spain not far behind. Puerto Rico already defaulted. Countries are defaulting on loans around the world. It's kind of scaring people. Citibank is developing its own crypto coin now. Okay. So guys, it's probably not a scam if somebody like Citibank is in the game. In fact, Jamie Dimon of JP Morgan recanted his statement saying that Bitcoin was a scam and a fad recently in a shareholder report. He recanted and said he may have made a mistake, that it is something that they ought to take a look at. So even JP Morgan, one of the biggest banks in the land, is taking digital currency seriously. How about a first world country like Australia saying, hey, we're deeming this a regular currency? That's huge, folks. It's deemed as an asset in the United States right now, but a first world country recognized Bitcoin as a currency. That's significant, folks. Okay. Richard Branson, the billionaire, hosted a Bitcoin summit on his private island. Okay. That's pretty impressive right there, folks. By the way, CoinDesk is a great website for you all to subscribe to. They have a free newsletter, but CoinDesk.com is an awesome newsletter. I would highly recommend it. Awesome website. So how popular is OneCoin, this company I'm talking about? Well, look at the Alexa chart. This is a company, Alexa.com, ranks websites based on their global website traffic. Well, our global rank is 11,517 in the world. That makes us bigger than Amway, makes us bigger than Herbalife. It makes us bigger than all of the top network marketing companies in the world, folks. Okay, Nu Skin, you name it, Organo Gold. You go type in any network marketing company in the world into Alexa.com, and you'll notice a funny trend. Their chart is going the opposite direction ours is. I wonder why. But this is a third-party service, not something that I put together. You can go check your company if you're with another network marketing company and you want to see how you rank against OneCoin. Be my guest, okay? And we're continue to climb, folks. This thing's skyrocketing, so it's an exciting time for what we're doing. Really the third reason why you ought to take a look at what we're doing and really digital currency in general, the technology, folks. I mean, here's Bill Gates, okay, kind of an authority in technology, says Bitcoin is the techno force of technology. And we love Bitcoin, okay? It's a competitor of ours, but it paved the path, okay? It made the mistakes. It's the first mover, and the first mover never wins the day. Not in technology, it doesn't. Rarely does it ever. Another reason why you ought to look at today, if you're interested in making money, we have 310 people that are already in our $1 million club, millionaire club. 310 people in less than 12 months. You know, no company in history has ever done that. There's some good companies out there. They might have 8 or 9 millionaires, but it took them 3 to 5 years to get there. This 310 people in less than 12 months. Now, just as an income disclaimer, results are not typical. You pretty much have to bust your ass to go out and make $1 million. So if you're not going to do that, don't expect that kind of income. But results may vary, and it really determines on how bad you want it. But 25 million in commissions on average were paid out each week during the month of August. 25 million a week. You know, that's more revenue than most of our competitors do in a year. We're paying that out in commissions. So it might be another reason for you to open your eyes. This system, one of my mentors said, run the system and let the system run your business. Well, who made that famous? McDonald's did. Guess what? We have an awesome system that you can follow. Notice you're not doing the presentation tonight. I am. Okay. So you have an opportunity just to plug people in every single night to this presentation. All you have to do is direct people to a 4-minute video, have them watch our hour to 2 hour presentation. And people say, a 2 hour presentation. Listen to me. If you're interested in making $1 million a year, you will sit down and you will watch a 2 hour presentation. You really will. I have found the leaders who get into this business. I remember when I first looked at this, I sat down for 16 hours straight and I watched videos. My wife came out and she goes, what are we signing up for? I don't know if you've ever been in that situation, but it was pretty funny. She picked it up very quickly. But we have great online systems, folks. We have the belly-to-belly marketers that like going out in the field and doing the hotel meetings and all that. I got news for you. I'm allergic to that stuff. I break out in hives, okay? Unless I'm going to a Ritz-Carlton or a Four Seasons or someplace nice, I am not into hotel meetings. But we like doing things online. I'm sitting right now in the middle of 300 acres out in the middle of nowhere. It's pitch black. I'm out on my farm. There's a beautiful lake in front of me. And I have the opportunity right now to sit down and share this with over 178 people around the world without leaving the comfort of my own home and leaving my family. And I think that's very, very exciting. So those are 5 compelling reasons why you ought to take a look at what we're doing. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into who are you? Okay, let's look in the marketplace. We've got first movers, and that's usually a very small percentage of the people who love to take risks. They say, I'm all in. They ask questions later. Well, I've got an element of me in that, but I do a lot of research before I get into companies. So I'm probably not a complete first mover, but I am willing to be a first mover as long as I've got my information. Dream sellers, you know, when you look at dream sellers, who are those? Those are the evangelists who love standing on stage and selling the dream. They like evangelizing. They like telling people about the next $1 trillion wave. They like telling people about the 7th disruption and the rise of the digital coin millionaire. Well, that's probably me, okay? That's probably a dead bullseye right there. Then there's the wealth creator. Hey, did I tell you you don't have to sign up anybody in this company to make money? You can just become a miner and you can mine coins. And you're like, what's mining? We'll get to that later, okay? That's part of the education tonight. But mining is really awesome because it allows you to get coins at wholesale, and when they hit your wallet, they're at retail. Okay, so if you like getting coins at a discount, you're going to love mining. And like I said, a lot of people come here just to get our educational package and to become a miner so they can get their hands on the coins at a discounted price. Okay, that sounds interesting, doesn't it? Now there's the prepper. Gotta love this guy. I have some prepper in me as well. We have geothermal and solar and cattle and vertical gardens and our fish in our lake and stored food for up to a year and underground water tanks. And we've got all that stuff. We're a little bit crazy in that way. But, you know, folks, I tell you what's great about being prepared. If disaster does strike, my family is going to be taken care of. I don't know about your family, but our family is going to be well taken care of, and we might even sell tickets at our front gate. Okay, so that's the prepper. The doomsdayer, who's this guy? You know who he is. He runs around and tells everybody that the government is a fraud and the government's going to collapse and everybody needs to buy gold. That's who that guy is. You know who he is. They're out there selling a particular program. I won't mention the name of it, but has to do with carrot and gold bars. But they're out there running around telling everybody, hey, the world's collapsing. You need to buy gold. But and then, of course, there's our favorite person, and that's the person that says everything is a scam. Well, here's the deal. If you think digital currency is a scam, you're flat out ignorant. Okay, what it tells me is you don't know what you're talking about, and I need to educate you because you are absolutely clueless. And I'll say that with confidence because when you see the people that are involved in this business, there will be no doubt in your mind that they're probably some of the most intelligent people in technology and finance in the world. Okay, so let's talk about the 6 disruptions. And I want to bring up this chart and see if I can pull it up on its own real quick. But second mover advantage, what is second mover advantage? Well, a lot of people, when they first got involved in internet in 1991, we used a company called CompuServe, and we had to type in gateways and IP addresses, and we had to wait for that loud screeching sound to dial up and all of that. And it was very complicated and very difficult to get online. Well, all of a sudden, a company called America Online, led by a guy named Steve Case, he said, hey, let's put everything on a CD-ROM so people can load it in their computer, and the CD-ROM will go into the computer and figure out all of the IP addresses and gateway numbers and oh my God, subnet masks and all the things that we had to put in to get online. And America Online simplified it. And for those that were around, you remember there was not a magazine that did not have an America Online CD-ROM in it. And they looked at what CompuServe did wrong, they streamlined it, and they crushed the market. They became the largest internet service provider in the world almost overnight. Well, guess what? Bitcoin is CompuServe, and OneCoin has totally simplified the process. No setting up fancy computer systems and buying high-tech video cards to mine coins and downloading Python code on your computers. You don't have to do any of that with OneCoin. You simply have to provide a username, an email address, and a phone number, and a first and last name, and tell us what country you're from, and you'll have full access to a complete suite of tools, easy to use tools, 8th grade level folks, that will help you understand how to do this business and how to mine and how to make money. So let me go ahead and talk about the 6 disruptions. And what is a disruption? Well, a disruption creates trillion-dollar business environments which reshape human culture. And I think when you see these, I'm gonna blow through these real fast, but I think you'll agree with me. The first one was the technology of TV. Okay, when TV came out, the pundit said, why do I want to watch live people on a box? Why do I want to do that when I can see them live in person? Okay, well, look at do you know how many logos I could have put in here? Think of all the shows that you love that I don't even have listed here. I mean, Survivor, American Idol, Bachelor, Fox, Seinfeld, Cheers. And then there was Melrose Place. There was a $6 million man. I mean, there was Gilligan's Island. I mean, think of all of the shows over the years. The Brady Bunch. I'm going back, folks, and I know that's there's probably a lot of more before my time. But what an Ed Sullivan show. Think of all the networks and all of the billions and trillions of dollars that was generated by the TV industry. Okay, now let's look at the internet. So would you agree with me? TV kind of disrupted people's lifestyles. Yes, it did, and it created a $1 trillion market. Y'all familiar with any of these logos? Well, you weren't pre-1991. They were no-name companies. Okay, but today these are multi-billion-dollar companies. Why? Because they rode the wave of the internet disruption. Internet, when it came out, everybody thought that if you were on the internet, you were either in porn or you were a hacker or something was wrong with you because it was just scary. People didn't understand it. They feared it, much like people fear digital currency, folks. And look at today. How would you have liked to put $100 or $1,000 in each one of those companies? You would be a multi-millionaire today if you would have had the opportunity to do that. Okay, so would you agree with me that internet disrupted what? It disrupted the publishing industry. Okay, it disrupted a lot of industries. I mean, look what Uber's doing right now in disrupting the taxi cab industry. Well, that's an internet-based product. Look what Napster did to the music industry. That was an internet-based product. There's so many internet technologies that have literally. How about Wikipedia? Is that a disruptor? Who did Wikipedia disrupt? You don't see door-to-door encyclopedia salespeople going around anymore, do you? They put that business they put that industry out of business overnight. Okay, so disruptors are people who really, they basically, every industry has a value chain that is core to its existence. And you may want to write that down. Every industry has a value chain that is core to its existence. Okay, a country has something that's core to its existence. Companies have business models that are core to their existence. Industries like the music industry had elements that were core to its existence. Okay, and when you think about it, if a technology comes like a set of bolt cutters and it cuts that chain, what happens? Well, that industry's out of business. And I'm not saying that the taxi cab industry is out of business. It's not at all, but it now has competition. I'm not saying, well, I am saying the music industry is not out of business, but there's different players that are disrupting it now. Who is the music industry today? Live Nation, Clear Channel, iTunes. What happened to RCA? What happened to Virgin? What happened to EMI? I mean, what happened to all of the different record companies that are no longer in existence? Motown. You know, think about all those companies that their value chain got cut because a kid, Sean Fanning, came along and created a software that put them out of business. Well, a lot of people say, well, Tom, Napster lost in court. Yeah, but they lost to a dinosaur that walked into the courtroom already dead. Okay, the music industry was dead on arrival when it got in there. So disruptions, folks, are very, very important. How about email? What did email disrupt? Well, it disrupted the postal industry, didn't it? Okay, once a profitable division of the United States government, the postal industry is now losing $80 billion a year. So I would say that email definitely was a disruptive technology. How about e-commerce? How many of you said, oh, I'll never buy shoes online? Look at Zappos today. How many of you said, you know, oh, I'll never buy electronics online. I have to go to a store to get it. I don't want to have it shipped to me. How many people said I'd never put credit cards into an online wallet? Well, there's Google Wallet, Apple Pay, PayPal. I mean, it's amazing. And when you think about e-commerce, what did e-commerce disrupt? Well, it disrupted the retail businesses. They say there'll be more vacant malls in the United States in 10 years than there are malls that are opened. What are they going to do with all these giant boxes that they've created? Okay. And so, I mean, e-commerce was huge. Mobile, man, mobile disrupted everybody's driving habits, in my opinion. Okay, it's awful out there. It's going to disrupt the insurance industry with all the wrecks it's creating. But mobile is obviously a disruptor in many ways. And I won't go into great detail on mobile, except to say that it was definitely a $1 trillion platform. How about social media? You know, Match.com disrupted the dating industry and the matchmakers. Facebook has disrupted everything, everybody's lifestyles. You know, you look at you know, one I don't have on here is Instagram. You know, you think about these websites. You know, I look at like digital media. I mean, look what happened to Kodak. Kodak is a great story of an industry that got disrupted by digital cameras. Again, a technology that put Kodak, a 100-plus-year-old company, out of business, in bankruptcy. LinkedIn, what did LinkedIn disrupt? It disrupted the job placement industry in a very big way. LinkedIn is the largest job placement company in the world now. And YouTube, I mean, my God, these are all companies. These were logos that you all knew nothing about pre-2000, just 15 years ago. Imagine if you'd have put $1,000 in each one of these companies, how wealthy would you be today? Well, I got news for you. I'm going to show you some logos that you have no idea who they are, but they are the next disruptors. They are the next companies that are going to be the Oracles, the CNNs, the Facebooks, the T-Mobiles. They're going to be the next billion-dollar organizations. Okay, so that brings me to the seventh disruption. And the seventh disruption is obviously digital currency. It's the evolution of digital currency. And what it's all about, folks, it's about the 6 billion people that don't have access to financial services. Only 1 billion people in the world have access to organized financial services because the banks don't want to service the other 6 billion people. 2 billion people have access to the internet. So that means, what if we put an additional billion people online and gave them access to digital currency, to financial services? Well, did you know, an interesting fact is, when organized financial services moves into an area, crime and violence decreases. That's because people have the ability, there's a more organized way of doing business rather than a chaotic way. Think about Kenya, with the farmer who can buy seeds or sell his crops, to Sweden with a click of a button, because he has the ability to send and receive payments now from the use of just a cheap mobile phone hooked up to the internet, up to a mobile service. Look at what's going on in the colleges. Stanford University, one of the premier colleges in the world, is now teaching a cryptocurrency course. And a lot of other colleges are following suit right now and teaching kids about the blockchain and understanding this whole middleman-less market. Middleman with a market without a middleman. That's really powerful. Now I'm going to talk about that in a minute, because that is the value chain that has been cut in a very big way. Bitcoin's not only going to affect the banking industry, it's going to affect many industries. Okay, the title loan industry. It's going to affect the title research industry. It's amazing what it's going to be able to do. The escrow industry, the legal industry. I mean, it's going to disrupt so much. It's a $1 trillion disruption, folks, in a very big way. Think about what's going on in Ecuador right now. Ecuador, a country, issued its own digital currency. That's pretty strong, folks. So these are the players right now. All those logos I showed you before that got on that disruptive technology and got in front of the wave, guess what? These are the logos that are in front of the wave right now, and OneCoin is the largest community in the industry. We're not largest by market cap, but I'll bet you in 6 months we are. So it's very exciting to be involved in. And folks, I'm a proponent of this entire industry. Okay, I love Ripple Labs. I love Bitcoin. I love Dogcoin. I own Litecoin and Bitcoin. Okay, so there's some very exciting things going on, folks, and I'm just excited about the industry in general. Future unicorns means future billion-dollar companies. A unicorn is a company that is a billion-dollar player. So you can't do this presentation without talking about the story of Bitcoin, and I think it's a very interesting one, and I'll make it interesting for you. This guy, Satoshi Nakamoto, they always use this picture of this guy. I don't know if that's actually him or not, but he looks like a Satoshi Nakamoto, more so than I do. And he started Bitcoin in 2008, and by first publishing a white paper saying that he could do a financial transaction without the need of a middleman. Well, the world laughed at him. And a few months later, he published a software, and today, over 40 million computers worldwide run that software, and you can do digital transactions all over the world without the need of a middleman. You can do instantaneous, non-reversible financial transactions with almost no way for fraud to happen at all. So the whole identity theft thing is out the door. That industry is about to get disrupted, because with blockchain technology, there is no identity theft. There's no opportunity for it. So that's pretty interesting right there. But here's a cool thing. $100 million transaction just 2 months ago went across Bitcoin's network instantaneously with no transaction fee. And folks, that was the gunshot fired across the bow of the banking industry. When a $100 million transaction can be done with no, you know what it would cost to transfer $100 million at a bank? If you went to a bank to transfer $100 million, oh my God, can you imagine the hoops you'd have to jump through to even do a transaction like that? This person pressed a button and instantaneously the money moved from one place to another instantly with no transaction charge. That's phenomenal, folks. Okay, 150,000 businesses worldwide accept Bitcoin, and I've got a website that you can go to that. It's called spendbitcoins.com, spendbitcoins.com, and you can look up businesses all around the world. Well, here's the cool thing about Bitcoin it appreciated from 10 cents to $1,203, making it the #1 producing investment in the history of the world. How about them apples? Okay, 10 cents to $1,203. You know, if you'd have put $500 in at 10 cents, you'd had over $3 million. If you sold it over $1,000, that's pretty awesome. Okay, and so, and by the way, folks, this presentation is on joinonecoin.us. So if you want to go watch this video on how Bitcoin works, there's a video on here, and so joinonecoin.us. You can go see this, but no audits, no management team. There's no corporate operation for Bitcoin. It's completely decentralized. It's run by all of the computers. Now people say, well, how does that work, Tom? Well, if you remember a software called Napster, a Napster was a peer-to-peer music sharing system. It was a distributed network, meaning if I downloaded a song, it would come from 5 or 10 different people's computers. It could come from 100 people's computers. And if 50 of those computers all of a sudden went offline, the other 50 computers made up the difference and sent me the song. And when all of the bytes, all of the data from the song finally originated on my computer, I could play the song. Okay, so much like Bitcoin, if I need to do a financial transaction and there's 40 million computers online at one time, and 39 million of them get turned off all of a sudden, as long as the other million computers are online, as long as there's one computer online, I can still do my transaction. So it's a completely decentralized, distributed network of computers around the world that have your bank balance on every single one of them. Okay, that may sound odd, but it's your serial number with your encrypted username. And it gives you the ability to transact business anywhere in the world, folks. And the computer network verifies your transaction. No need for a banker. Gotta love that. I love that the banks have competition because they genuinely deserve it. I know I did my first ATM transaction when I was about, I don't know, 18 years old, I think. And it was around 25 cents I paid for an ATM transaction. Today I paid $3. And no technology's changed, folks. It's the same transaction, and I get charged 10 times more for the same service. There's been absolutely no innovation in the banking industry since 1950, and all they've done is screw the little man, okay? All they've done is take advantage of middle America and poor America, and they've charged the poor people in our country more money to do transactions than they do the rich. Okay, and it's an industry that deserves a kick in the ass, in my opinion. Okay, that's just a personal opinion. If you're a banker, I apologize, but I really don't. It doesn't bother me that you're upset because you know I'm right. Anyway, let's look at the faces of digital currency. Okay, people say, "Oh, Tom, this is a scam. Digital currency is a scam." Yeah. That's why Michael Novogratz, a guy that runs a $55 billion fund, puts his own personal money into it. That's why Al Gore talks about it as being one of the most revolutionary products in the world. That's why Peter Thiel, the founder of PayPal, co-founder of PayPal, kind of a reputable company, he says this has the potential to do something like change the world. Okay, he's a pretty bright guy, folks. He's worth about $6 billion last time I checked. How about Mark Andreessen? This guy invented the browser that you're looking through the internet on right now, folks. He says this will change everything. Mark Andreessen owns he's the #1 largest investor in technology and in Bitcoin. Okay, so if your bowling buddy tells you it's a scam, you can look at him and say, dude, I don't think you know as much as about technology as Mark Andreessen, but he's a heck of a lot. I mean, look at his head. He's got a huge brain in there. But how about this guy? This guy's pretty bright. Okay, Bitcoin is a remarkable cryptographic achievement, and the ability to create something that is not duplicable in the digital world has enormous value. Eric Schmidt is the CEO of Google. Google, $150 billion company or something like that. I think he's pretty bright. And then how about Dr. Rusha Ignatova? Here's a lady that has created a company that it will be the fastest company in history of the world to do $1 billion in real revenue, not valuation, real revenue. She says digital currencies will create peace. reduce poverty, and make transacting business more affordable for the masses. There are some people that say that digital currency may be the ultimate weapon of peace, that if we get people transacting business around the world, that war and violence will stop. And what a great mission to be on. So now let's talk about the 5 components of digital currency. Let's look at the algorithm, okay? The algorithm is the mathematical equation that unlocks the actual coins. So if I tell you every time you give me an equation that equals 5, I will give you a coin. So you give me 1 plus 4, I'll give you a coin. Now an algorithm is a VIN number. Remember our car example in the very beginning? And if you missed that, you need to go back and watch it. But an algorithm is a VIN number. It's an equation that creates a VIN number, okay? And when the VIN number leaves the algorithm, there's one less available, okay? So there's 2.1 billion VIN numbers or coins in our algorithm, in OneCoin's algorithm. And how do you figure out those mathematical equations? Well, you got to have a mining operation. And a mining operation is a computer room. Well, in your back office, you have a computer room. You can't see it, but it's there. There's little boxes where you put in your numbers and stuff. And when you do that, the computer room behind those boxes goes to work for you and solves the algorithm and puts coins into your e-wallet. So what we do, folks, is when we give you your educational package, we also give you some tokens because we want to teach you how to do mining. And it's very simple, folks. You just enter the numbers into a box and you hit enter, and you are now a digital currency miner. And it's as simple as that, folks. It takes minutes, not even a minute. Okay. And so, you know, tokens go into the mining operation, and once they've solved the equations and unlock the VIN numbers that are in the algorithm, those VIN numbers go into your e-wallet. Okay. And once they're in your e-wallet, if you want to spend them, you can go spend them. Okay. If your friend takes $100 for his services, you can send him 50 OneCoins if he's willing to accept those OneCoins, because they're valued at about $2.17 each right now. Okay. If you want to, let's say like I bought some coins, I mined some coins at 43 cents. Okay. Well, guess what? It's at $2.17. So if I want to sell those coins, I can go to the exchange and I can hit the sell button. And when I do that, they put the cash back into my e-wallet. So let's say you got your coins mined at $2 and the coin grew to $50 in value. Well, how about owning a currency that appreciates in value? Wouldn't that be a cool idea? We haven't owned a currency that's appreciated in value ever. Since 1933, it's gone bankrupt and more bankrupt and more bankrupt. Okay. And now it's really, really bankrupt. Okay. Now, the blockchain, folks, what is that? A blockchain is a fancy word for a public ledger. It's the public ledger or Excel spreadsheet that's on every single computer around the world that runs our software or runs Bitcoin software that has everybody's live bank balance on it. So if I send you 50 OneCoins, it's going to deduct 50 OneCoins from my wallet and put it into your e-wallet, and that's going to change on every computer around the world. So it's a consensus-based distributed network of computers around the world that work together to process transactions without the need of a bank. Is that cool or what? Without the need of those fees, without the need of hassles, without the need of just the crap that bankers put you through to move your own money. Okay, that to me is very exciting. Okay, so let's talk about the new economy real quick. What is it? This was an exciting thing, and I want to give you a great story. You all remember a company called Blockbuster. Oops, it got disrupted. Hey, who did Blockbuster get disrupted by? It got disrupted by Redbox and Netflix, right? Okay, well, I want you to think about something. Somebody just sent 1,000 Bitcoin ATM machines to Greece, okay? And the Bitcoin ATM machine is kind of synonymous with the Redbox, if you will. The movie, you know, if you have Redbox movies, okay, it's the red box that sits outside of all of the convenience stores where you can rent any movie. I saw one at McDonald's the other day, okay? And so that was pretty cool on my way up to Nashville. So think about that. So if they send over a whole bunch of Bitcoin machines to Greece, Guess what's synonymous with the Blockbuster? Banks are. So banks are synonymous with Blockbuster, and Bitcoin ATM machines are synonymous with Redbox. So if everybody has access to their banking through a Redbox, why are they going to need banks anymore to rent their movies? You get what I'm saying? I don't want to confuse you there, but why will you need banks if 1,000 Bitcoin ATM machines are around Greece and you don't have to go into a bank anymore and deal with the hassle of people telling you you can't move your money? Okay, you can just go to an ATM machine, pay all your bills, okay, or you can do it right on a mobile app. That's pretty cool. So here's some other things that are going on, folks. How about Australia, as I mentioned, recognizing Bitcoin as a currency, a first world country? That's pretty cool. How about the idea of trading digital currencies, much like people trade currencies or stocks and bonds? Well, that's possible. How about the idea of PayPal accepting Bitcoin? That's kind of big, isn't it? I mean, PayPal's pretty picky, folks. Okay, they take Bitcoin. Okay, how about a Swiss bank creating the first cryptocurrency bank in the world? Well, that's pretty cool. Okay, remember there's no coins, so what do? They put your serial number, they encrypt your serial number and put it on a certificate for you. Okay, I think that's kind of cool. How about Citicoin? You ever heard of a company called Citigroup issuing Citicoin? That's pretty cool. Okay, so who accepts Bitcoin? You're thinking like rinky-dink businesses, right? Wrong. You ever heard of a company called Amazon? How about Microsoft? How about PayPal? How about Tesla? How about United Way? How about Victoria's Secret? How about Dell? CVS? Reed's Jewelers? Overstock.com? Folks, there's 150,000 businesses around the world that accept Bitcoin. Well, what's unique about OneCoin is they won't have to accept OneCoin. They'll just have to accept MasterCard. So that's pretty cool. You won't need a Bitcoin accepted here, OneCoin accepted here. All you'll need is MasterCard on your door, and people who own our coins will be able to come in and shop with their MasterCard. That makes us a lot. We just AOL'd Bitcoin, folks. We just AOL'd them. Okay, I think that's pretty cool. So let's talk about the story of OneCoin real quick, and let's get into the owner of the company. Dr. Rusha Ignatova, CEO and founder, doctorates in law from Oxford University, master's in economics, associate partner at McKinsey & Company. By the way, McKinsey interviews the top 1% of the class. They don't hire the top 1%. They hire a smaller percentage than 1%. Okay. She's very, very bright. Okay. Has a lot of experience in mergers and acquisitions. She did business with Kohlberg, Kravitz, and Roberts, KKR, one of the biggest merger companies in the world. She's been a CEO and chief financial officer of one of the largest asset management firms in Bulgaria. She was voted 2 years in a row, Woman Entrepreneur of the Year. There she is right there. That's pretty cool, huh? And she was also put on it was a paid advertisement called a Brand Voice publication by Forbes. Okay, but guess what? Before Forbes puts your picture on their cover, you know what they're going to do? They might do a little bit more than a credit check on you. they might do a LexisNexis check on you. They might check out everybody you're associated with. They might do a D&B on your company and see everything about you. They might check your bank references. Okay, Forbes is not going to risk putting somebody on the cover of their magazine that is a criminal or a fraudster, folks. Okay. And this lady is so far from that, I can't even tell you. People who make that claim are ignorant, and they're rude, and they're mean, and they're just trying to sell you something else. So if you see websites out there saying nasty stuff about us, ask their founder if they've ever been on Forbes magazine. Ask them if they've ever worked for McKinsey. Ask them if they have a doctorate in law from Oxford University. It's crazy, the allegations that are out there, folks. It's so infantile, okay? But I'll tell you why they're doing that. They're simply riding our website traffic because we are the fastest growing company in the world, okay? So how does the One Concept work? Well, it's pretty simple, folks. We offer educational packages ranging from 100 euros all the way up to 12,500 euros. That's about $150,000 to $14,000. Okay. And when you get your package, you get an awesome educational package that will teach you how to profit from digital currency. Okay. You can go in, take all of your tests, you can learn all the information, and you'll get an incredible knowledge base that'll help you make money and spot opportunities in digital currency. You'll get to set up your e-wallet. Okay, so we have a complete e-wallet integration in the back office. By the way, you can sign up for free and go in and see all this stuff in the back office. So if you're skeptical, if you actually believe the garbage that's online, you can sign up for free and go see for yourself. Okay, that's kind of cool, isn't it? We're completely transparent, folks. We actually have a full-blown mining operation in our back office. Where you can actually see the blockchain and the coins that are being mined. Okay, you can go in and trade and buy tokens. You can buy OneCoins. You can sell OneCoins. So anybody who says that we don't have liquidity, folks, pretty amazing. Okay, pretty amazing opportunity, and all kinds of other interesting things that are going on there. The company has been phenomenal in maintaining an incredible website. It's very clean. It's very simple to use. And I love it, folks. It's not complicated at all. We also have an RM gold coin that we're going to be coming out with, folks. This is 0.999 real gold, and it's 0.001. And by that's 0.999 pure gold, okay? 0.001 cryptocurrency. So that means that every coin has what? Every coin has a VIN number. So we actually will have a physical coin, but it's a 15-gram coin. And for those who like buying gold, this is going to be a great solution for you. Okay. Our World Foundation, of course, Tom's and Zappos and all the Bill Gates Foundation, every responsible company that makes profit has a moral obligation to service the people that don't have the advantages. And we're doing that with World Foundation, and that's something that Dr. Rusha is very passionate about. And you can donate OneCoins to the World Foundation. That's kind of cool. Coin Vegas, not available for US citizens, but for the people outside of the United States that are in legal areas where you can do online gaming. We actually have our own online casino. We have a very large Asian influence, and they love gaming, and so Coin Vegas was set up specifically for them because it helps create liquidity in the money and starts getting people spending it. But pretty cool. That was one of our first products, and so that's the OneCoin story, folks. It's very complete. Dr. Rusha is a big believer in education, and education is where it starts, folks. Education creates awareness, and when you have awareness, folks, you're not a sleepwalker anymore. Most people in the United States are sleepwalkers when it comes to digital currency and the financial condition of our country. They go to work every day, really mainly just to pay off their car payment, you know, or their insurance payment. And I don't know what to tell you, folks. If you want to get ahead, acquire a currency that is appreciating in value. I mean, here's a crazy concept. If you came and cut my lawn, I've got 80 acres, I would pay you $500 because I know it's going to take you about 8 hours to cut my lawn. Okay. If I gave you $500 today and you put it in the bank, what's it going to be worth a year from now? Well, after inflation and bank fees and all that crap and taxes, it might be worth $420. Well, what if I gave you 500 OneCoins and they were valued at $1 today, and a year from now they were valued at $5? Well, all of a sudden your $500 is not worth $420. It's worth $2,500. Okay. Well, that's pretty cool, folks. I like the idea. If I'm going to own a currency and I have the choice between one that could appreciate in value, that has no debt behind it, and I have an opportunity to own a currency that is like way underwater in debt and is tied to tons of debt and more debt and more debt and depreciates in value. You know, the cost of milk has not gone up $4 per gallon in the last 30 years. You know what's happened is the dollar has become worthless in the last 30 years. It's depreciated by 80% in value. Okay, so don't be naive, folks. If you don't have any financial education, don't feel bad. Most people don't. But when you really understand how it works, there's a lot of sheep that are going to get sheared. That's all I can tell you. And those that are in the know, that understand digital currency, will have a plan B, and will have a way to offset shearing. We'll be able to go buy a new lamb coat because we're going to get sheared too, just like you. The only difference is we'll have money somewhere else to get a new coat. Does that make sense? Anyway, I haven't been drinking, I promise. Anyway, generating income and creating wealth. We have a great comp plan if you're interested. Remember, you don't have to recruit anybody to make money with our company. We don't have any auto ship. So there's no auto ship, no monthly fees that you have to pay. Our comp plan is very straightforward. We have a direct sales bonus where you can get 10% a commission. We have a fast start bonus. You'll see I'll go through this quick, folks. I don't go into great detail on the comp plan because if you're not excited about the industry, there's no reason why you should get excited over a comp plan. Okay, I hate people that all they are is comp plan driven. We have the best comp plan in the industry. That's why we're paying over $25 million a week in commission. That's why we have 300 people in our millionaire club already in less than a year. No company in history has done that. You realize that? So if you're going to partner with a company, do you want to partner with a company that's made 9 millionaires in 4 years? Or do you want to partner with a company that's made 300 millionaires in a year or less than a year? Okay. I think that's what they call one of those BFOs, blinding facts of the obvious. But how about the fast start bonus? You get an additional 10% bonus on any personal sales that you do in your first month. And that goes towards acquiring new coins. It's not a cash bonus. It's a trading allowance that allows you to get more coins. Okay. We have a network bonus. For those that understand a binary compensation plan, we pay 10% on your weak side. Volume is calculated every Monday and volume does not flush. So if you do, let's say, for example, you do 60,000 in volume on this sales team over here and 30 on this sales team. On Monday, 30 will be deducted from over here. 30 will be deducted from over here. You're going to get paid 10% on the 30. So you're going to get 3,000 euros for the week just off of your network bonus. And by the way, that's only like 6 packages being sold at our typical package, 7 or 8 packages maybe. Okay, and then 30,000 in volume will be left back over here. So you can, this month, you could crank over here and you get another check the next week. So pretty cool stuff, folks. When you look at how the comp plan works, it's a binary. The volume is counted unlimited levels deep. There is a cap on how much you can earn on a business center. Okay, so it's 7 times what the package price is. So if your package price is 5,000 euros, the most you can earn in a week is 35,000 euros. I know you're saying, darn, I can't live on 2 million a year, right? Sure you can't. You do that all the time, huh? But the network bonus is strong. We also have matching bonus. Folks, this is huge, okay? This is worth looking at the chart. When you look at it, and I don't know if you can see it on my computer, I can see it, but on the tycoon level, you get 4 levels of bonuses from 10%, 10%, 20%, and 25%, 4 generations. You get the higher percentage on the 4th generation where there's more people. Is that crazy or what? Okay. What if you have 50 people on your 4th level and collectively they earned $100,000 for that month? You get 25% bonus on that, or 25,000 euros. Okay. So you can upgrade at any time, folks. So if you're limited on money and you can only come in at one of our educational packages like the trader, and you want to upgrade to the pro trader and executive trader and tycoon, or even the premium, you can do that, folks. Okay. And you do unlock the different levels of trading bonuses, and you increase the cap on how much you can earn per week based on the higher level packages. Okay. So that's pretty cool. Lifestyle rewards bonus. We have like a frequent flyer miles program where you earn points and you can trade those in at a later date for all kinds of cool gifts and awards and trips and stuff like that. We have all of the pins. I want to say congratulations to Bob Byram, who just hit Diamond. That was awesome. I know we had Lisa Vavori just hit Ruby. We've had all kinds of promotions. Kevin Foster just hit Emerald. We've got all kinds of people being promoted in our organization. All kinds of rubies and sapphires got promoted today. It was a fun day. All of that got announced, but special gifts, Rolexes, iPads, Mac Airs, $600 bonuses, RM gold coins. I mean, really nice gifts, folks, that you're really going to appreciate. So when we look at Xcoin X, Xcoin X is an exchange where eventually you'll be able to trade and buy and sell currency any currency like Litecoin, Dogcoin, or Bitcoin. And what's cool, folks, is look at this. Okay, we are the second largest. This is a bigger number, by the way. We're at 221 now, so we're closing in on the #1 spot. The reason we have this website up right now is to show our market capitalization and compared to the others. We're the second largest cryptocurrency in the world in less than 10 months, 11 months. Okay, by the way, our whole operation is audited by Semper Fortis. Okay, and they're a large CPA firm out of Europe. And I want to mention something. They audit like BMW and Bank of Bulgaria and the News Organization of Bulgaria. They audit the auditors. This is a massive firm, folks. Okay, the one thing I want to point out is if you've ever been audited or you have gone to get an auditor to audit your company, they check out before they'll put their name on your company. They check you out. They check your principals out. They do a full audit, folks. They want to know who they're dealing with. Okay, if you have any criminals, if you have any people that have issues, they're going to know about it. Okay, and they're going to have to disclose it. Okay, so it's pretty cool to know that we are fully audited. Our blockchain is fully audited by Semper Fortis, a division of Maurice International. So it's pretty cool, Maurice International. So let me go ahead and just talk about some of the events and everything. I know that you know, we have incredible events all around the world. We have one coming up in the USA in Las Vegas, October 16th to the 18th. Guys, you got to get your tickets because we're selling out fast. It was one of the fastest sellout events in the company. Over 5,000 to 7,000 people will be in Macau for the big Asian conference. We had 3,000 people in Dubai. Our events are going to be massive. There's going to be 50,000 people at some of these events. And what an incredible movement around the world that Dr. Rusha has created with some amazing leadership, amazing people that are on board with her. But let me go ahead and see if I can play this video real quick and just kind of give you a glimpse of what a conference is like and make sure my volume's not turned up too loud. Is that cool or what? Imagine like 7,000 people being there. That's going to be unbelievable. So let's talk about getting started. I'm going to wrap up the presentation here, and then I'm going to do a bonus training for those that want to stick around. You know, we're really into lifestyle design, folks. We're all about family, travel, personal growth, service, community. I don't know what kind of company you're looking to work with, but I love the network marketing industry, folks, because the whole network marketing industry is about this. Unfortunately, a lot of companies just don't provide a real opportunity, meaning that the only person that's going to get rich is the company. And that's the way a lot of comp plans are designed. It's the way a lot of products are designed. You know, you might make $500, you might make $1,000 a month, but the people who get wealthy, it will be far and few between. Okay. And when you think about what we're doing with OneCoin, and you don't have to recruit anybody, folks. You can create wealth for your family simply by becoming a miner and mining coins. Without recruiting one person, you can create amazing wealth. And there are people in our company that have hundreds of thousands of coins, and they haven't recruited one person. And they've seen the value of their coins go from 10 cents to over $2 per coin. That's amazing, folks, when you think about the value. And you know, what can you do if you acquire an extra couple $1 million over the next few years? What if our coin does go to $100 or $200, okay? And you got coins mined at $2. How will that affect your wealth and give you the ability to travel? And I tell everybody, my dream is to circumnavigate the world on about a 70 to 90 foot sailboat. That's my dream. And I know that that's going to be a multi-million-dollar engagement to be able to do that, and to take 3 to 5 years to circle the globe. Even though it can be done in a year, I want to take 3 to 5 years to do it. I mean, you got to pay for staff, you got to pay for repairs, you got to pay for insurance and then supplies. You've got to have pretty deep pockets to do that. And this is one of those opportunities, folks, that I truly believe will allow me to sit on the back of that sailboat cruising through the Caribbean or through the Greek islands, through Vanuatu and Fiji and all those great places, dragging a fishing line behind a sailboat and catching fish and listening to Jimmy Buffett and watching my beautiful wife lay out in the sun and enjoy herself and read and do the things that she does. I mean, and my kids visiting. You know, when we go into a port and our kids come running up to the boat and are happy to see us because, you know, they know we're all around the world and we're in different places. What an exciting time that is. And that's really what lifestyle design is all about. So I don't know what your dreams are, but I can tell you one thing. If your excuses are bigger than your dreams, this is not going to work for you. But if your dreams are bigger than your excuses, this is going to be an incredible journey for you. It's going to be a great company. So you say, Tom, I want to learn more about your system. How do you do this? Okay. Well, we have a 4-minute video. We also have a sizzle call, and we introduce people to that. And we say, are you open to learning about digital currency? Are you open to learning about the next $1 trillion market? And if they say yes, we put them on this presentation. We have them watch, yes, a 90-minute to 2-hour presentation. Why? Because we want to weed out the people who aren't serious. We want to weed out the people, you know, and say, well, Tom, people just don't have 30 minutes. Well, that's exactly why they need this opportunity, because they don't have 30 minutes. They need to make the time. Success requires sacrifice, folks. It's very important for you to understand that. But I will say this, being mediocre requires as much, if not more, sacrifice than success does. You might want to write that down. And you might really want to contemplate it, but being mediocre requires more sacrifice because you don't get to do the things you want to do. You have to sacrifice even more to maintain life. And, you know, I tell everybody what we're doing here is we're showing people how to become successful using a system, much like McDonald's does. Okay. And when you look at our system, we have an amazing system. We have a personalized presentation system that we're coming out with, a comprehensive and captivating online presentation like the one you watched tonight. Hopefully you're captivated tonight. If not, we'll have to take that word out of there. We have live online presentations like the one you're watching tonight. It's recorded, so it will be available if you want to go back and watch it again, or if you want to share it with friends. If you're excited and you say, God, I wish my friends were on this, no problem. It'll be up the minute I turn it off. It will be live online. Okay. Daily leadership calls. We have the best leadership calls in the world every day at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Those calls will light you on fire every day. They're 30 minutes long, and they are acting, unless I'm doing it, it's at least an hour long, but they are awesome. And I'm excited about you plugging into one of those calls. They're really great calls. And then of course our regional and annual events where we're having our Vegas meeting come up. And folks, all I can say is listen to the sizzle call. You're watching the company overview right now. Your next step is to purchase a package and do an orientation call with somebody and get on board with our company. So you say, I want in, Tom. How do I do it? Well, first, you want to take action by gaining education and awareness. Purchase a OneCoin digital educational package. Become a OneCoin miner. Start mining coins. Tell all your friends, I am jacked. I'm mining coins. And they'll look at you like you're crazy, okay? And set up the OneCoin marketing system. And when your friends say, what's mining? Say, dude, listen to this call. Listen to this 4-minute video. And do that. Say, dude, you know, just like that. You'll catch them off guard. Anyway, share the OneCoin story with your friends and family. And don't be embarrassed, folks. You're not selling them vitamins. You're not selling them skin cream. You're not trying to sell them some overpriced product that they can buy in the store cheaper. You're giving them opportunity to get something at wholesale that will appreciate in value and create value in their life. And they can go buy all the skin creams and vitamins and personal trainers and whatever they want to buy. They can go buy all that stuff. Okay? It's amazing. When you have a lot of money, you can buy the best products in the world, and that's exciting. Okay, and I love what we're doing, folks. I mean, we are creating wealth, we are creating a lifestyle for people, we are creating quality of life results for people. So, folks, that's it. If you are excited and you say, Tom, can you share some more with me? I'm gonna say absolutely. Because you know, we are creating a new economy and we are creating a culture of freedom through digital education. We are the 7th disruption, folks. This is the next $1 trillion marketplace. You heard it here tonight. And in 5 or 10 years, you're gonna look back and you're gonna say, I wished I had, or I'm glad I did. Okay? Those are the 2 decisions. Those are the 2 outcomes that are going to come from tonight. And you just say, Tom, I'm just too busy to do it right now. I just got involved in this new company. I don't care. If it's not the fastest growing company in the world, why focus on it? You know, if it's not about creating wealth in Mach 3 with your hair on fire, why are you focused on it? Okay? This is where the money is, folks. I heard Hubert Humphrey say one time, if you want to make money, get into the money industry. We are in the money industry. And mark my words on that, folks. We are in a $1 trillion marketplace, not a little $100 billion marketplace. We're in a multi-trillion dollar industry that we're disrupting. And the value chain of the banking industry got cut by Bitcoin, by Satoshi Nakamoto, when he published that white paper and published that software, and it's game over for the banking industry. They're laughing at us now. They're going to start fighting us very soon because they're going to realize it's going to overtake them very quickly, just like Napster did the music industry. And they're not going to be able to stop it because OneCoin will not be the only coin out there. There will be thousands of coins, folks, that are competing for this space. And the banking industry is not even going to know what hit them. They're going to be like the music industry, thinking they can lobby for laws. They're going to be thinking that they can go pull all the strings and all the favors and pad people's pockets to try and stop this. You cannot stop it. You cannot uninvent Bitcoin, folks. You can't shut it down. Even if they outlaw it in the United States, people are still going to use it around the world, whether the government likes it or not. Until you shut down the internet, it cannot be stopped. And that's what's so incredible about what we're doing, folks. This is the pioneer stage. This is the Oklahoma land rush. This is where you can become an authority and you can create millions and millions of dollars of wealth for your family by gaining education. And OneCoin is the #1 company in the world right now for digital currency education. And there's no better place to be than OneCoin. So with that said, I want to thank you for being online tonight. I'm going to jump into 2 trainings, bonus trainings, that if you have time to stick around, I promise you they'll add value to your life and they'll show you how we're doing business, because ultimately you want to sit at home, don't you? you want to be with your family, and you want to have the tools where you can do automated. I launched an ad campaign today that generated over 120 inquiries in less than 3 hours. Wouldn't it be nice just to spend some money on that and be able to sit back and let the leads pour in and sign people up and direct them to this presentation and not have to go to any Starbucks meetings or any McDonald's meetings or any Holiday Inn meetings? Wouldn't that be cool? Well, that's what it's all about, folks. Let me talk to you about our team building principles. I call this the ADCs of internet marketing, not the ABCs, the ADCs. We believe in automation of marketing. You're viewing this presentation on a Facebook page right now that can be copied in less than 5 minutes into your Facebook page, and you'll have your own link to promote it. And whenever I go live, the presentation will be on your Facebook page, and you can promote it to your friends, all of your Facebook friends. That's 22 Social. It's one of the hottest technologies in the market. Postcron. If you want to auto post while you're at work and you want posts going out every day while you're out doing your work or out playing in the yard or whatever, or fishing, Postcron for $8 a month will post for you on Facebook, on Pinterest, on Twitter. It's an awesome program, folks. Google Plus for $8 a month. That's the best employee in the world that will post for you. Prezi, the technology that you saw tonight on our presentation, I have a complete audio narrated version of it that I'm working on right now. So you'll be able to send this presentation to somebody and just say, watch this. Moy, that makes marketing real hard, doesn't it? And then DigiPearl, which is our new website for people that are lead generation people. We have a digital business card that when they put their name and email address in, the whole system customizes the website with their name on it. So your name, if it's Glenn, will be all throughout the website. Isn't that cool? So it's if you click that you're interested in mining, the website will only show you mining information. If you say I'm interested in the business opportunity, the website will only show you that. So it's adaptive and it's personalized. So we believe in automation of marketing. And when you meet with somebody with your DigiPearl business card and put their information into your app, your mobile app, it sends them a completely personalized presentation, and it keeps track of where they are in the process for you. So what an awesome, awesome technology. Duplicate. Folks, not having to do the presentation, not having to go to hotel meetings, not having to, go around and chase family and friends. We write all the content for you. We give you all the leads. You don't have to do any of the presentations. We provide a system that does the explaining, the training, and the enrolling for you. Is that awesome? Okay. So duplication of team is very important. Now, creation of quality of life results. If this is working for you, you should be working less and earning more, not working more and earning less. And that's really what it's all about, folks. It's about creating those quality of life results that give you the freedom, that give you the choices, the ability to do things that you want to do in life, not the things you need to do in life. And I tell everybody it's much better to live on the wants than it is the needs. Okay. And so I want to leave you with just 7 letters on how you can create your miracle of success. I want to show you how you can actually do this business. And it's broken down into the acronym MIRACLE. And I'm excited about something I've came up with going through a very difficult time in my life. I don't know if you've ever been down on your knees praying to God, asking for forgiveness and asking for a way out, but this came during one of those times in my life. And the miracle of success is an acronym. It's a strategy. It's 7 tactics on how to create success in your life. Listen, you are a miracle. There's no doctor in the world that can explain to me how you work in absoluteness. They can't. Okay. But that tells me that you're a miracle, which means you have the ability, you have it within you to create miracles. Okay. And if you don't believe that you do, I think the person who invented penicillin was a miracle maker. I think the person, who invented shoes was a miracle maker. I think the person, there's so many inventions that have come out that have saved so many lives, those are miracle makers to me. And a miracle maker could be somebody who creates wealth for their family and provides opportunities for their children that their children wouldn't have had if they wouldn't have seen what creating miracles is all about. But mentors provide the map for your journey, folks. Let us teach you. Come here as a student and be willing to learn. Okay? That's very important. Folks, inner awareness leads to integrity. You got to start asking yourself the hard questions. If you haven't been successful in your life, you need to verbally ask, why have I not been successful in my life? High quality questions lead to high quality answers. Re-engage your purposes are. Get passionate about life. If you don't have a why, the how will never appear. But if you have a why, which everyone does, you can make this business work for you. We do all the hard work for you. We do all the heavy lifting. All you have to do is go ask people simple questions. Have you ever heard of digital currency? Would you be open to watching a 4-minute video on how digital currency works and can create wealth for you? Would you like to have more free time and wealth in your life? Absolutely. A, attitude determines your magnitude. Have an 8.3 attitude on a Richter scale, folks. Rock your world. Be fired up about life. I don't even like sleeping because all I want to do is talk to people about digital currency because I know it's creating wealth for my family, and I'm just on one of these vicious cycles where I'm creating massive wealth, spending massive amounts of time with my family, and just not wanting to sleep because I'm so excited about life. When was the last time you were like that? Create consciously, folks. Quit being a sleepwalker. Dream with your eyes open. Walk with your eyes open. Understand what you're missing. When you create awareness, folks, it creates opportunity. Education creates awareness. We are an educational company. L, leverage time, technology, and talent. God, we have that in spades, folks. You say, I don't have enough time. No problem. We've got technology that posts for you. We have presentation software that does the presentations for you. We have email programs that sends out the emails for you. And we've got the best talent in the industry, folks. And the final one is E, envision it and own your world. What's the difference between owning your world and leasing your world? Well, own it means it's yours. Leasing it means it's someone else's. And I'll bet if you're listening to this presentation, most of you are leasing your world right now. You're leasing your cars, you're leasing your houses, you're leasing your bodies to an employer. How many of you are leasing your world? Raise your hand. I can't see you. Okay? Stop leasing your world. Own your world. And folks, all I can tell you is no limits exist where no boundaries are recognized. And that's another way of saying stop making excuses. The more excuses you create, the more boundaries you create. And that prevents you from being successful. And you have an opportunity with OneCoin to change that in a very, very big way. And I want to tell you, it's been a pleasure taking you on this journey tonight. And I hope you enjoyed the presentation. And I hope you'll go share it with lots of people. And I hope you'll build wealth and create a bright future for you and your family. I want to thank you for being online tonight, folks. We're here every night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. And even if we're not, there's an awesome presentation for you and your new guests to watch every single night. In fact, it's online 24 hours a day if you want to watch it. But great presenting to you tonight, folks. Have a great night. Appreciate you being online, and we'll see you tomorrow night.